Yo, yo, yo. As The Rock would say, finally, Monday has returned. You, how y'all doing? Hey, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
That's weird.
Good. I was just checking to make sure there was sound because I didn't hear the intro.
That was my fault. I forgot. I keep forgetting to click that little stupid button. What was it? We're here to talk The Rescue, the final episode of season 2. Till we get to season 3 of next year with the Mandalorian. So, before we get into this, like, how'd y'all feel about this episode? Like, did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
I mean, yes. Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry. The question I should ask is, were you serviced?
I went in for a nice little soft tissue massage.
Did you?
And I got the full happy ending. That's what happened. I loved it. I was fully serviced. It was awesome.
Did you have to clean yourself up afterwards?
I had some tissue handy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for the tears. For the tears, man.
I don't think it was for those tears. What'd you think, Todd? How'd you feel about it?
It was pretty awesome. I have some minor complaints, but overall, I mean, it was really well written, well directed. Everything was, for the most part, everything was great about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was I enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed it. Even though it was a part that I was like, why do we have to go that way? But hey, I enjoyed it.
I'm so glad Grogu is going his way.
Yes!
going on his own adventure now. Bye.
Hey, don't get too excited because they set it up. He said, we will see again. We will meet again.
What? His gravesite?
I'm still not convinced that they aren't going to overwrite these sequels. I think.
No, they're not going to overwrite them.
I don't know.
I mean, if anything, the way that they've written it, they're intertwining it. They're giving what's it called, validity to sequels now.
Mm-hmm.
How so?
But with the fucking Snoke bullshit.
Oh yeah, but see, that's the thing. Is like Snoke can exist, and they can still overwrite the sequels with something else.
I doubt it. How much money they fucking spent on
it? I doubt it too, but I'm just saying I'm not ruling it out
because they still want people to buy the fucking movie.
Yeah,
no one's buying that movie.
Oh, they're buying it. There's people who are buying it. Trust me, because there's people who say The Last Jedi was great.
Yeah.
Very few.
No, it's not. I'm surprised how many more people are out there than I thought there were.
All I gotta say is somebody needs to have their head checked if they work for Hasbro and or Disney and they say, let's put out more figures, more toys from the fucking sequels.
I mean, they're still out there on the shelf.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
That speaks volumes.
Yes, it does.
I mean, let's not talk about the sequels.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares?
We're here to talk about The Rescue, where Mando comes rescuing little Gogurt from the hands of Darth Cosby. Or should I say, Moff Cosby Gideon.
Yep. Give him the pudding pop. He'll give you the little Gogurt.
That's right. That is true. And who shows up?
See Return of the Imperial Shuttle.
Yes. But
loved it.
You know who shows up in this episode, everybody that didn't see it? Sam L. Jackson's Mace, motherfuckers. Come to say, Gogurt. Come on, we got things to do, Gogurt. Ain't got time, motherfucker. Got bitches to see.
I don't remember that part.
It wasn't in there. That was just one around. He asked for that.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
all right.
I mean,
take us through.
Yeah. So geez, all I can think about is like the last 10 to 15 minutes. But it pretty much starts off, they fly in, they fly into a planet on the Slave One, which to me looks like Little Fall from the Rebels TV show, but they never really say what planet that is. But they're going to recruit Bo-Katan and her sidekick, Sasha Banks.
Who also lied about her being in another episode.
I'm telling you, dude, they're gonna lie to you. They can't say nothing about it.
I know. This is,
yeah, they're under NDAs that are like 180 pages long.
I'm sure they are.
And I'm being literal.
I know.
Yeah, they're like 180 page long NDAs. So,
wait, isn't the opening scene the shuttle sequence scene?
Oh, that's right. See, all I can think about is the last 10 minutes. Yeah, so it starts off in space, and they're chasing what looks like the same model as the shuttle Tidarian from Return of the Jedi, the Imperial shuttle. Yeah. The one that Kenner made into a toy that I never had as a kid. That I always wanted that freaking shuttle, and that thing was huge. I don't know if you ever saw that toy in real life. That thing was massive.
Well, now you can get it because they re-released it for Mando Monday.
That was a Slave One.
Oh, the Slave One. I thought. I'm sorry. I mistook it. Okay, I mistook what you were saying. Which
yeah, but I'm glad you brought it up because the Slave One, it's chasing that shuttle, the Imperial shuttle, and who's on board? Dr. Pershing, the cloner. And there's these two Imperial guys, and they were perfect. They were so Imperial. They were so like original trilogy Imperials. But Boba Fett takes them out with the what's it called? The Tachyon? Not Tachyon. That's Star Trek. It's called the takes out their electronics.
Yeah, basically EMP blast.
Yeah, it's someone in the chat's going to tell me here in a second. Yeah. But it kills the ship without blowing it up. Takes out all the electronics. And Boba Fett, you hear Boba Fett say on the comm, "Prepare to be boarded."
Well, and you see one of the few fuck ups that they did in this episode is that he said like our navigation's down, and this says comms are down, and then fucking Boba Fett's voice comes over the comms. It's like,
yeah,
which is it?
Maybe it's just the hyperspace comm to call for help.
Yeah, that's what they should have said. They should have said like long range comms are down.
There you go. Man, you are good at catching those little goofs.
Yeah, that's why I'm an ACBA judge.
Yeah.
Attention to detail, baby.
Yeah, you don't need to ACBA this television show. So you hear Boba Fett prepare to be boarded. Oh, Ion Cannon, action figure expert. See, and that's why he has expert in his name.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
John Putnam said also as well too.
Oh, there it is, John Putnam. Thanks, John. And Thor 2012. Okay, so everyone was telling me.
Like, all right, Ion cannons. Ion cannons, get it right.
So there's this awesome shot, and it's from within the shuttle cockpit. The Imperials are looking out with Dr. Pershing, and you just see the silhouette, or not even the silhouette, the full-on Slave One just come in front of the cockpit of the Imperial shuttle. And that looks so awesome, man. I mean, I was tripping already in the first, 30 seconds of the show over that. And so they dock to the Imperial shuttle, and they come on, and Mando comes in with his gun drawn. And Dr. Pershing's there. And the one Imperial, he's like diehard Imperial. The other guy's like, he's going to give up. He's like, look, I'm not with him. We can work something out. And the other Imperial, boom, blasts him dead. And then he grabs Dr. Pershing and he puts the gun to his head. And he's like, do you know who this is? This is an important guy. This is Dr. Pershing. And he's like, we've met. The Mandalorian's like, we've met. And then, the Imperial, he's like, drop your weapon. But then, who comes in? Oh, yeah. Who comes in, Dante? That's your girl.
Oh, my God. Oh. Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal, Cara Dune? Come on,
girl.
Come on, girl. You looking like a big old bowl of oatmeal, girl. Come on, man.
Thick with 2 C's.
She need 3
That's
C's.
what the kids say now.
I need 3 cc's of her.
Yeah. She comes in, blaster drawn, and the Imperial starts taunting her, man. just taunting her about Alderaan blowing up. I forget exactly what he said, but he's like, "Oh, I was there on the Death Star."
Yeah, he saw her tear tattoo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he saw her rebel insignia tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
yeah, I was there when Alderaan was blowing up. I was on that Death Star. Dude, if you're on that Death Star, how come you're not dead?
Escape pod.
No, he had no time, no escape pods.
Maybe
or you were busy escaping. There's only just,
you know what? He could have been one of the TIE fighter pilots that got away.
Lucky him.
But anyway, and also he could have been lying. He could have just been saying that to taunt her.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't take too well to it, and she shot him in the face. And it looked like it probably burnt off Dr. Pershing's ear in the process. Because he was like, ah.
So two things about that. That dude did kind of look kind of young to be on the Death Star at that time.
We're looking at what?
Because remember, she said, I think she said she was like a kid, maybe. Like she was like probably a teenager.
Well, this is 9 years after the Battle of Yavin. So let's say he was 19 or 20. You know, because you get conscripted into the military pretty young. Yeah. Like in the real world, I mean, at 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, he could have been like late 20s, and I think that still works.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Ewan's comment.
Todd just sitting down phased by two grown men thirsting is hilarious. Don't forget about that ion cannon.
Todd, when he goes to shoot the co-pilot, it's like, why didn't they fucking shoot the guy then? Like, you know, when he took his gun off the doctor, they should have fucking shot him. But whatever.
It was a quick second. I mean, like, you don't know he's going. I don't think because they didn't expect him to shoot his co-pilot. I was expecting that, but I kind of figured he was going to, because the dude was like, "Yo, I'm done. I give up. You go ahead and have this ship. You got this dude over here too."
He even said, he's like, "I'm not with them."
Right. This is just a job. I just need some medical benefits. You know, it was the first thing they had available still, and that's what I needed.
Yeah.
You know, kids need dental work too.
So thanks for reminding us about the ion cannon, everyone in the chat.
Got it. It was ion cannon. Just in case it comes a bit later again. Ion cannon.
Yeah. So Cara Dune shoots him in the face. And then they go to that planet that looks like Lothal to recruit Bo-Katan.
Mm-hmm.
No,
go ahead.
So that brings me to my other question too. Like, you're just chilling. You're supposed to be looking for Moff Gideon, but you're just chilling. Where did you park that ship at that you hijacked?
They probably left it in orbit. Because Cara Dune wasn't with them. Because they landed.
Not the slave, not that one. Not the slave one. The original ship that Bo-Katan. Yeah.
Oh, they left. Yeah, I guess they left it there.
And where was Homeboy at? The third Mandalorian that was with them.
Axe Woves?
Yeah.
Probably with the cruiser.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I have a theory, but I'll save that for later. So they see Mandalorian and Boba Fett walk into this cantina.
So two Mandalorians walk into a cantina with two other Mandalorians.
Right. And it's Bo-Katan and Casca Reeves. That's her name.
Casca.
Mm-hmm.
Sasha
Banks.
I got an issue with her.
Okay.
So
we're going to call this show Our Issues with the Mandalorian.
Yeah, well, it's me and my nitpicks.
That's okay. That's cool.
So I'm a little more than halfway through season 6 of Clone Wars. So with the exception of season 7, I've seen all the Mandalorian episodes from Clone Wars, and when they show Mandalore, it looks like a very Aryan planet. Like, everybody is fair complected, blue eyes, blonde hair for the most part, with the exception of Sabine, is a redhead.
And Asian.
I didn't notice any Asians.
Sabine is Asian.
Okay.
But
she's from Rebels, right?
Yeah, she's in Rebels. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So does that mean the Sasha Banks character is a foundling?
No.
Or they just haven't showed.
So the Mandalore planet is just one of many.
Okay.
But obviously, like any planet, when you have humans, you're going to have, a rainbow of colors and types.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Todd saying he didn't see no black people running around there. That's what he said.
Yeah, it's like what's this light-skinned black girl doing on Mandalorian? There's no other people like that in it. I mean, that they've shown so far
they've shown. I mean, also on Mandalore, a lot of them are wearing helmets. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But I mean, I'm sure that they just probably didn't think of it or something. Yeah. But no, Mandalorians are not all white and blue-eyed.
Okay.
So
they weren't taking the Vader side?
Huh?
I said they weren't taking the Vader side, the Palpatines.
Yeah.
The Palpatines, the Palpatine family.
Well, the Empire is all British.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Dan who's in the chat.
Well, I'm sorry, Dan. I love you, Dan. Don't ever give up the fight.
So they walk in and he's like, "Hey, I need your help." And she's like, "Look, not all Mandalorians are bounty hunters." Basically saying you can't just hire us. We're not for hire.
Well, she was trying to hire.
That's what Bo-Katan said. She's not for hire. She's trying to reunite Mandalore. She's got a serious mission that she's on. Right?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then Boba Fett gets into it with Sasha Banks.
No, hold on before you get that. She's like, except for this dude over here, you're not even Mandalorian. What you doing with that?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, no. He said he gives his allegiance to no one or something. And then Bo-Katan hears his voice, and she's like, it's a clone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's dealt with clones before. And she's like, I've heard that voice 1,000 times.
Right.
And he's like, baby. Be careful, princess, or will be the last one you ever hear, or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, action figure expert. I know Sabine is not Asian because there's no Asian in Star Wars, but she has Asian features. That's what.
Thor, see, that kind of actually what Thor's saying, because Thor's saying yes, Sabine's clan is Asian.
Yes. So, but in Star Wars, no one is from Asia.
Yeah.
Because Earth doesn't exist.
Well, we don't know that for sure. We don't know what part of the galaxy this is in. So technically, we don't know that Earth does not exist.
We know it's a galaxy far, far away.
There you go. But we don't know that Earth does not exist, though, sir. So continue on.
Okay. Fair enough. So Boba Fett's like, I got this armor from my father. And she's like, you mean your donor? And I was like, oh, it was like that meme with all the kids, and they're like, oh, that one?
Right, I went and took that to some kind of. I'm like, did she just wait a minute? Wait, I'm about to blow everybody up in this damn place.
She called him
about to die.
She called him a test tube baby, is what she did.
Right. She didn't acknowledge like that could have been his real father or anything. She was just like, yo. He was like, you know what? I'm about to kill. Like, that's why he said we don't need her. We don't need her at all.
She could have said, "Oh yeah, who's your mama?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh
no, that would only be if Ryan Johnson wrote it. Then they would go like your mama joke. And so then him and Sasha Banks, or her name is Casca Reeves, get into a scuffle, and she really held her own. Like, she used her jetpack to flip him, but then they got up and they shot their flamethrowers at each other. And then Bo-Katan's like, knock it off. Okay, it's cool.
Yes, it seemed like some of the chat did not like the wrestling moves that were put into there.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was cool, man.
I thought it was fine. That's fine. Because, wrestling is like almost like fighting. It's kind of like an action art. So I was fine with it.
Well, I was a little let down because I thought later on we see the Mandalorian give Moff Gideon the old Stone Cold Stunners. The boom!
That's right.
We didn't get to see that. It would have been cool. Give him the stunner, pull out a couple space Coors Lights, And...
No, that man he need more than that. He needs like 16. He needs a whole bottle of aspirin.
Yeah. So I saw some people complaining, well, she's so little, she couldn't do that to Boba Fett. I'm like, she's been training as a warrior her whole life. It makes sense. you know. And she used her jetpack to flip him. You know, you saw it come on. She flies and she flips him. It's like it's fine. Let's not. What's so funny? But now, what are you laughing at? Say it. Say it.
I said, why did Koska use her ion cannon?
Oh, Kevin.
I can't. Yo, I'm done. I am done. This is about. I understand what you're saying. They Live was a great movie, great Roddy Piper and Keith David movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But this kind of worked. It was a short little interchange fight. It's not like where you were saying, like with Blade Trinity, where Triple H was like going over the top using wrestling moves. Like that's the only thing he knew. It was short, quick, and it was out of the way, which is good. So that's why I didn't mind it as much as like any other movie.
Hey, Dan, who wants to know why did Boba Fett get so fat? Because he was eating at KFC all the time, Dan. You better watch it. Okay, this is your future right here if you keep eating at KFC, mister.
Dan, you better stop it, Dan, because when conventions start opening up, you're going to see thick boy fets, and I don't think you want that. I don't think you want that trouble. I don't think you want that trouble at all.
So Mandalorian tells Bo-Katan, look, they have the child. She's like, who? And he's like, Moff Gideon. And she's like, oh, well, he's got something I want.
She's like, no, she was like, oh, you know where he's at?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Well, she didn't have access to an Imperial terminal.
Well, she sure wasn't going to get one drinking at the bar either.
Yeah. And Sasha Banks, well, they were eating it. Like, this show is the most I've ever seen people eat in Star Wars. Because, like, in the original trilogy, no one ever ate anything, right? It just seems like everyone's always sitting down to grab a snack in this show, which is not a complaint. It's just a little weird. I guess there was blue milk.
Yeah, that was it. Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen's all the time we see people eating.
And Jabba ate a frog.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that that has to be in another show. This right here, KFKD, Kentucky Fried Crate Dragon on test. I'm done.
Oh, you just gotta watch out for that pearl. You break a tooth. So yeah, Bo-Katan's like, all right, I'm in. So they get on the shuttle, and they hit hyperspace, and Boba Fett's in the Slave One, and basically they're trying to board Moff Gideon's ship, and so they're acting like they're under attack. They're bobbing and weaving. Boba Fett's shooting at them, and they awesome scene of Moff Gideon's ship ejecting TIE fighters out of that tube. That was awesome. It reminded me of Battlestar Galactica.
Whatever, like, remember they were saying like, "Yo, you can't, don't come in, you can't come, don't come." Oh, they just going
right. She was like, "Negative, we're under attack." So Boba Fett's flying behind him, the Slave One's shooting at him, and they're bobbing and weaving. And she's like, the comm chick on Moff Gideon's ship is like, the bay's not clear, do not enter. She's like, negative, we're under attack. And this happens like twice. And so they just keep flying in. The wings fold up. They kind of crash land in the landing bay. TIE fighters have already gone out after Boba Fett. He's making it look legit, right? Like he's really trying to blow him up. And thank you, Greg, for saying my hair is on point. See, now I'm doing it on purpose.
Hold on. So
I put a little butter in there. Butter Baron sent me a couple sticks. So I just kind of, heat it up, put it in. Thank you.
I didn't want to stop because you were on a roll, but before you get back on, Iron has like Luke ate a TV dinner on Dagobah that Yoda stole.
Okay. Yeah, see, now that's a good point. So I guess it's not that. I don't know. It just looks. I don't know. It's something new because you see Sasha Banks eating that octopus thing, and she had the tentacle on her face. Remember in a few episodes ago. And
then Klaus says Yoda and Luke ate on Dagobah, and Lando had a table set for 6, but nobody got to eat at that table.
But there was no food on that table. Just
got served yet. Table. Like, don't even worry about bringing the food. Just at the table. We ain't gonna have that many guests to stay that long.
Yeah, Greg Miller said it was just like Battlestar Galactica. Those TIE fighters coming out. That's what it reminded me of. Like when they shoot out those Colonial Vipers, I think they're called.
Yeah.
Luke scolds Yoda. Hey, that's my dinner.
Right.
Yeah, he's eating like a breadstick.
Yeah.
He's like, yep. I'm like, yo, this is. I like when I first seen it. Honestly, when I first seen it, I was like, this little mofo just ate his dinner. Like, yo, this dude better have some good insight or something before you eat my dinner around me.
Hey, Todd.
Yo.
Yeah, go ahead and add that one to the list of terrible impressions from Dante.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where was your Moff Gideon at, sir? Huh?
I don't know.
Where's your Gogurt at? Huh?
Hey, I'm not attempting it.
Yeah, but you want to be a voice actor. Okay. Continue on with your story.
Where did I say that? I never said that. When did I say that? I just went hypersonic with the voice. And so they crash land the shuttle into the bay. They pop the landing gear out and lifts it back up. And the stormtroopers are there. Ramp drops, and out comes Cara Dune and Fennec Shand, who I forgot to mention's on the ship, Fennec Shand.
Yes, Fennec.
And they come out blasting. So anyways, they started blasting, and they started taking out stormtroopers.
Sorry, real quick. This is actually really good. Great Mills and Moff doesn't recognize Bo-Katan's voice. I think he did at one point.
It looked like he was like, something ain't right.
Right. I think that's what did it. That's what did it. I think that's why he started making the moves he did, because he's like, that voice sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
And something's not right about this. So I agree with you, Greg. I think he knew it was Bo-Katan who was on that distress call.
And I think he didn't really care, because he's like, I got dark troopers.
Right.
Let them come aboard. They're dead. Right. And so they come out blasting, and they start heading towards the bridge. And then you see Mando sneak off, because he's going to go for Baby Yoda. He's going to the brig. And hey, that's story. Okay, Ironhead.
Continue. Yeah. I know it's Alex. I know. Continue. I just want to show the people what they love.
I just gotta extend my backbone. Hold on. Oh, that's better. All right.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, according to Alex, that's. I don't
remember.
Know.
There can be thick fets, and there can also be Sith warriors too. Just like you know.
Oh, Darth Dante.
Damn right.
All right, I like it. So, Moff Gideon, he knows what's going on, so he leaves the bridge. So when Mando gets to the brig where Baby Yoda's at, Grogu, you got Moff Gideon standing there with the Darksaber, and he's holding it above Grogu's head. I'm like,
hold on. So let's go back to this.
Yeah.
I just want to go back a little bit before we get to that part. Where everybody complained about an Avengers Infinity, not Infinity War. What's the damn?
Endgame?
Endgame, yes, thank you. Well, everybody comparing the women in Endgame. I don't want to hear no complaints about how these women handled their business.
Okay,
they wrecked shop.
So that's why I think Axe Wolves wasn't there. There was nothing in the story why he shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
But I think they wanted to throw in a little girl power moment.
Yo,
I think the difference is between that and Endgame is this one seemed more natural, more earned. The one in Endgame was like, okay, all these women are all in the same spot, and it just seemed like it was a little forced. This one in Mandalorian just seemed like it just happened naturally. You know what I mean?
I get it. Yeah.
Like I could see the writers in the in-game writing room say like, okay, we got all these cool female characters. We got to put them all in the same scene. But here on the Mando, it just seemed like a natural progression. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's like I had no issue with this scene in the Mando.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you had an issue with it.
Yeah.
So all the people complained about it. Like you cannot complain. This was a fucking amazing scene. They were wrecking shop down that hallway. And then when my girl Triple C Cara Dune got gun jam, she started like whacking people with that gun.
No, I definitely saw people online complaining about that.
Yeah,
but I don't care.
I just thought it was kind of dumb that a blaster would jam, but
okay, so you're with me on that. I was like, it's a blaster. How does it jam? Did the lasers get caught in like a chamber somewhere? So the lasers just like sitting there. Oh, nope.
I don't know.
The laser out.
There's one thing that I do know is when it comes to science and Star Wars, I don't question it because none of it makes sense.
Yeah. Maybe they use cartridges. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the batteries are loose.
I don't know, but when she slammed that thing in the elevator, the Fennec was like, "You need some help?" Boom. Nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronald, she should have used the ion cannon. It might not jail.
Well, the ion cannon wouldn't hurt a stormtrooper.
Nah, just put him to sleep.
Okay.
I'm sorry, continue on. So Mando's on board. He stops the first you forgot the part where he goes and stops the dark troopers from getting out. But once through the door.
See, I'm just trying to get to the end.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I see.
But yeah, so
okay, so I'm gonna take over for you because you just trying to skip everything.
Hey, go.
I'm gonna take over for a little bit for you if you don't mind.
Yes, thank you. Finally, tired of pulling the weight around here.
Well, you want to be Mr. Star Wars expert?
No, I never said that. You did.
You said that. Anyway, so Star Troopers.
It's not like my YouTube name is Star Wars expert.
You could be one day. So Mando sneaks onto the board of the ship. He gets to where the dark troopers are. They're getting ready to come right out of the gate, but he locks it. But one of the dark troopers holds the door open and comes sliding through while the rest are still locked in there, punching the door. Like these dudes are no joke. They're almost tearing this door down. Mando's in a fight, getting whipped around by the dark trooper, and gets his head pounded into the wall. Literally pounded into the wall. But thank goodness his Beskar armor can protect him.
Oh, his head was just sinking into that wall. That was awesome.
That was Concussion City. They need to do some concussion protocols on him. My man was done. But he got thrown around next to his Beskar spear, jammed it in the throat of that dark trooper, which finally went down. And
then he almost chopped the head off.
Yeah.
Are the dark troopers Durasteel then?
I don't know. So in the video games, they were resistant to lightsabers. So, I mean, but you got to remember that old canon. Anything before Disney is not necessarily canon anymore. They're gonna change things to fit whatever story they want to tell now.
The thing I would say it wouldn't be because towards the end when they were getting cut in half by a lightsaber, I would think not.
Yeah, Luke was slicing through him like butter.
Yeah,
a lightsaber can cut through Star Wars steel or Durasteel. I don't even know if they still call it Durasteel in Star Wars, but it can't cut through Beskar.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
and then, so Mando gets to the control panel again and opens the airlock and shoots them all out into space. We thought that was the end of them. Cool. Moves on and he finds the cell where they're holding little Gogurt. And guess who's in there with his dark saber? Welcome, Mando. I knew you'd be here. Welcome. See, he likes this little dark saber. He's going to die.
Which I thought was kind of. It seemed like Bo-Katan should have been more. I don't know. She was trying to be a little bit too cryptic about, like, as long as I get him,
right.
Instead she was saying I have to be the one who takes him down.
Yeah, she was laser focused on just Moff Gideon and that dark saber. Because when she got to that board of the ship, when she got to the bridge of the ship, she was like, well, "Where's Moff? What's going on here?" And here is Moff Gideon. He's like, "Just to let you know, I'm always one step. I know everything. I know everything, Mr. Mando. Now the one thing that you ain't gonna get is little Gogurt here, unless you're gonna get 2 pieces of him. I got what I need from him, Mando. I got the jello pudding from him."
Well, you actually sound like Dave Chappelle doing a Bill Cosby imitation.
Either way, so Mando's like, Mando's like,
but he also said, I know that you already shot off your 1 round of those whistling birds.
Yes, that was because he already watched that shit. He's like, all right,
yep,
he's done. So Mando was just like, yo, I don't even care about this. Like, I just want the kid. Fuck everything else.
Yep.
And he was like, all right. I was like, go ahead and take him. He's all yours. I got what I need from him. I got his blood. We're good. So he goes to pick up Gogurt. And don't you know, here comes a double cross. Takes that dark saber out and tries to cut Mando in half in the back, but thank goodness to his Beskar steel jetpack, I should say, protects him. Now, this is the part that kind of confused me. You're fighting a dude with a dark saber. You didn't think of just taking out your Beskar staff and just start fighting him with it?
Well, he was under such a relentless barrage of strikes that he was just putting his wrists up to block the strikes. And then when he had a chance, then he pulled that spear out.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And then they're fighting in the hallway.
Yeah, so they took that fight out. It was a reminiscence of a good. See, this is how a good lightsaber scene would play out, like they had with Ahsoka turned up. This was a good scene right here. It's a good fight scene. And then once he got bested by Mando, he's like,
I gotta say, Moff Gideon, for being a really old dude, he held his own for quite a while.
He sure did. So they come back up to the bridge, and Ryan, you take from here. I'm tired of talking.
Okay. See? Huh? All right. So they get back up to the bridge. You got Moff Gideon in cuffs, and you got Mando holding that dark saber. And Bo-Katan's like, "Oh crap!" And Moff Gideon, he's like kind of laughing. He's like, "Oh, what do we have here?" He's basically like, "She wanted the dark saber," and Mandalorian's like, "Here, she can have it. Here, take it." He's like, no, she has to win it in battle. Mando's like, "Well, I yield. I don't want it. Take it." And Bo-Katan's like, "I can't." Because it's not about just having the darksaber. It's about how you get it, the perception, the story behind it, because that saber is legendary. So and to rally the remaining Mandalorians, to reunite them, you're going to have to basically prove it. How'd you get that darksaber? You have to prove yourself. So it's not just about having it.
Okay, so this brings me to my point too. And as John put in, I watched a video earlier, but John put in, as going to ask the same question I was going to ask. He took the darksaber from Sabine without combat.
Yes.
So what makes it any different now?
I'll tell you.
The only person there is Sasha Banks. What's she going to tell? Like, yo, she just took the darksaber without, beating this dude in combat.
Because, well, first, Bo-Katan is honorable, and she wouldn't lie about it.
But she wasn't. Well, she was honorable when she took this darksaber from Sabine without fighting for it.
Listen, at that time, Mandalore was not divided; it had not been destroyed, and it was pretty much all kind of agreed upon at that moment. Like, yeah, Bo-Katan is worthy; she can have it. Sabine wasn't going to stay. Right? Sabine was going off to. She eventually went off with Ahsoka at the end of the series to find Ezra. So the perception was like that's acceptable at that point in time. Mandalore was still mostly united, and they had a planet, so it's just a different circumstance. At this point, Mandalorians were fractured. They had gone off in their own separate clans. Like you had Death Watch, which was the Mandalorians clan.
Okay,
right.
So I understand that, but so just listen to me this on this counterpoint. So you lost it the first time to him. You're not going to take it for free because you didn't know you couldn't beat him the first time. How do you know you're going to beat him the second time?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's why she couldn't just take it from the Mandalorian.
No, she could have just took it and not said anything, and she could have told Sasha, "Shut your mouth! Don't say nothing about this, or I'll cut you down and start saying myself." Yeah,
she could have, but she's honorable.
Yeah, that's the honorable thing to do. I mean, that would have been it. Yeah,
she could have taken it and be like and lied and said, "Oh yeah, I took it from Moff Gideon. I beat him."
If anybody asks, like, look, it's a long story. I don't feel like talking about it. It's a long flight back to the planet. Okay, I don't feel like talking about it.
That doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't do that. I mean, this is mythological storytelling here.
A lot of the Jedi lied to their pupils. So what's the difference?
Yeah, and the Jedi were corrupted at the point in the prequels. That's why they fell. They had become too dogmatic, in too rigid in their rules, and that allowed the dark side in. That allowed Palpatine to come to power and destroy them. It was the source of their own undoing.
Also, to side with Dante just a little bit, she decided not to follow their traditions when Darth Maul got the Darksaber. She said,
yes, because
an outsider is not allowed to be, or I'll never, right? We will never recognize an outsider as a leader.
That only supports my point, because that did fracture the Mandalorians. Not everyone was in agreement. At this point, she needs everyone to be in agreement that she has the right to rule. Yeah. So when Darth Maul beat Pre Vizsla, he decapitated him. Not everyone went with him, because it wasn't just about having the Darksaber. Now, some did. Some were like, hey, that's good enough for me. And they followed Maul. But it was a fractured society at that point. They were not all behind Maul.
But see, the thing is, so...
And hold on, Bo-Katan wants to unite all of Mandalore again.
Which I understand. And I understand if all the clans were there, in agreement. But that's like Black Panther saying, like, okay, so let's take it like this example. That's like saying, like, to take up the Black Panther mantle, you lost the fight, but everybody agrees that you should be the Black Panther. You see how that?
I don't remember everything about how that.
I'm just saying. Well, no, not about the movie, but just in general. That's how they do.
Because they didn't recognize Killmonger as part of the tribe because he didn't grow up there. He's considered an outsider.
But some of them did.
Yeah.
Like the dude from
So she should have still fought. She should have still kept up to so they didn't keep up to the tradition. I understand everybody agreed to it, but they didn't keep up to the traditions when he was handed over, even though Sabine was leaving.
No, well, it was different circumstances. Look, okay, so Star Wars Theory has a great video on this, and he can speak to it better than me. And it's a very clickbait title because it says the Darksaber thing was stupid, I think is the title. But, I mean, he breaks it down really well.
Okay, I'll watch it later.
Trust me, it all makes sense. If she would have just taken it, she wouldn't have earned the right if she just took it from Moff Gideon.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
And also, Moff Gideon was an outsider, and Sabine wasn't. So that probably factored into it, too. But we need to move on, because, we're at 42 minutes.
Tell your story. Tell your false stories.
So she's like, I can't take it. And then I think Fennec Shand gets on the comm. She's like, oh, we got incoming. We're being boarded. And they're like, how many life forms? She's like, none. Because the Dark Troopers, they're robots and they can fly in space. So
I did not think of this. Whoever thought of this was a fucking genius. Yeah.
It's like, you should have known they were coming back. They got rockets on their feet. They can fly and they don't need to breathe. So they came back, and I think he said it was a legion. No, not a legion, because that's like 10,000. It was a platoon.
Yeah.
I think he said platoon. Mm-hmm. So you got the Dark Troopers coming back, and they're coming for the bridge. And they're marching, and they're really slow. But that adds to the dramatic effect of the whole thing, so I get it. So they're marching toward the bridge, and they're like, close the blast doors. So they close the blast doors on the bridge. Really reminded me of episode 1 when the Trade Federation did that. Yep. And Qui-Gon started cutting through the door with the lightsaber. Luckily, the Dark Troopers didn't have lightsabers. So the two Dark Troopers in the lead, they just start punching the door. They're just going to punch through it. And it's slow, but they're getting through. They're getting through. And Moff Gideon's like, you're all dead except me and the child.
But what shows up on that radar?
X-Wing. And Cara Dune's like, and this is exactly what I said. It's like 4:30 in the morning at my house because I got up early to watch it before work. Cara Dune's like, oh great, one X-Wing, we're saved. And as soon as I saw that X-Wing, I knew. I was like, that's all you're gonna need, sugar. That's all you're gonna need. And they're watching, and they're like, Dark Troopers are coming through. And then on the security cam, you see that figure in a dark cloak walking through the hallway. And it was very reminiscent to me of Vader, which was kind of cool because he's got the black cape. He's walking through an Imperial hallway, It's like, oh, that's just like Vader. And then they're looking on the security cam, and Grogurt he kind of perks up and he's looking, and his hands on the monitor, and he's looking.
I can feel you.
Yeah. So they could definitely feel each other in the Force, because how else would Luke know how to get there? Obviously, since he was on that seeing rock, they had probably been in some sort of communication through the Force. And they look back to the security cam, and there's a lightsaber, and he's just slicing him up. But the security cam is black and white. Well, the next scene is not on the security cam. It's behind that dark cloaked figure, and that lightsaber's green, baby. And he's hacking through these freaking dark troopers, and then you see him walking from behind, and he's holding his hand down with that Return of the Jedi lightsaber hilt with the black gloved hand. And I'm like, dude, I've lost it. 4:30, my wife's like, what's going on? Is everything okay? I'm like, it's Luke! And luckily, she didn't hear me say Luke, because I would have spoiled it for her, and she would have been mad. And then I would have slept on the couch, which I did anyway, because I wanted to stay up that night and watch this episode over and over again. So, and you see Luke Skywalker being the Luke Skywalker that we've wanted to see, Jedi Master in his prime with his freaking lightsaber slicing through the Empire. Dude, it was a dream come true for me. It was freaking awesome. I mean, he's cutting through him. He's turning around, whipping him with his lightsaber, Force pushing him. And then the last one was the coolest one of all. He just stops him in his tracks, and you see him clench his fist, that black gloved hand, and that dark trooper just gets compressed. Sparks flying, and he drops it. It was freaking awesome. Oh my God. Just like I got to watch it again as soon as we're done here, because it was so cool. I've seen it a lot.
Yo, I'm sorry. John's talking about it's Jake from State Farm. Kevin says OJ.
Jake Skywalker was not in this show. Jake Skywalker is only in the Rian Johnson movies.
Kevin's talking about it's OJ.
It's OJ.
He didn't have a Ford Bronco out in space. I'm sorry.
He flew in a Ford Bronco.
He said with his isotoner. Yo, I'm done. I can't today. Nah. Isotoner glove don't really. All right.
Oh man, so great. And so they cut back to the bridge, and Mandalorian's like, open the door. And Fennec Shand is like, are you crazy? And he just walks up, he does it himself. This one button, I don't know how he knew, because there's computer consoles everywhere, and there's just one random yellow button, and he knows it opens the door. I don't know how you would know that. But he hits that random yellow button, doors open, and walks Luke Skywalker. Lightsaber ignited next to him. Puts the lightsaber away on his belt. Looks up. Throws back the hood. And there you see Return of the Jedi era Luke. And I know I've heard it all. I agree. It looks like PlayStation 3 Luke. I don't care. I do not freaking care. I didn't care about the special effects in the prequels. I don't care about the special effects in Mandalorian. What I care about is the character and the stories they're telling. And they finally freaking got it right after 5 years of being promised Luke Skywalker and getting let down every freaking time. We finally got Luke Skywalker in Star Wars again under the Disney regime.
Hopefully for the last time.
Whatever. If this is the last time, I'm happy. Because at least we got a nice epilogue to his story in the original trilogy. And I'm telling you, I've never seen so many grown men, big, tough, manly, testosterone-filled, pumping through their veins men saying, I cried. I teared up. No, I didn't. If I did, I would admit
it. You got Todd choking over there. Look at that. Look at you. You got that man choking on that nonsense.
I'm just saying. If I cried, I'd tell you. I'd be like, I cried about Luke Skywalker. But I didn't. But I've never seen so many people online be like, dude, I freaking cried when I saw that was Luke.
I did.
And by the way, they did a great job of keeping it a surprise.
For a full year.
Yeah. But also, dude, I called it. Everyone's like, oh, it could be Ezra. Or it could be the ginger from the video game.
I'd rather be everybody else besides Luke.
No, it had to be Luke. Luke's the only one that makes sense because there was no other Jedi. Ahsoka, no longer a Jedi. She refused to train him, so she's not going to show up. Ezra, barely a Padawan. The kid from the video game, a Padawan. He's not a Jedi. Ryan, did you see the question above? I don't know. I didn't see it. What is it? Say it again. Oh, did you notice the behind the back lightsaber deflect a la Anakin? Yes, I did. It was so dope.
I was just disappointed they didn't get Sebastian Stan.
Okay, and if they go forward with Luke Skywalker series, I'm all for Sebastian Stan. But in this moment, I will take PS3 Mark Hamill any day.
No,
I wanted the Luke we all know. Now, Sebastian Stan, he looks a lot like Mark Hamill. He does. And I would take him in a series all day long, every day. But in that moment, I wanted to see the Luke. Because I think Luke transcends even Mark Hamill as a person. Like, I wanted that face. I see that face and I see Luke. I don't see Mark Hamill.
What do you see now?
I saw Luke.
No, I'm talking about what do you see him now with the beard and everything? Do you still see Luke, or you see an old, tired out Luke who just gave up in the last movies?
No, that doesn't fit. That's not Star Wars. That doesn't work.
It did work for Last Jedi.
No,
Skywalker.
Those movies don't exist to me. Those movies are horrible. Now, in The Rise of Skywalker, he was Luke. But Last Jedi broke everything. And The Rise of Skywalker was a horrible movie. So, Toying Around said I want deep fake Luke, and I shared a video today of the guy, I forget his name, but he's on YouTube. He did a deep fake of this scene, and it looked a lot better.
So I just want to read you something real quick to you.
Go ahead. I don't care. You're not going to change my mind.
No, it's not about changing mine.
Okay.
So this person posted on, this is actually from Cap Lives. He posted on Facebook. Alden Days from Twitter said, because I was Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master, a legend. It honestly truly blows my mind that some people don't see or don't want to see how Luke Skywalker and Mandalorian connect so beautifully to Luke in The Last Jedi. It adds immense emphasis to what The Last Jedi is. When we find Luke in The Last Jedi, he's broken because of a fall from grace he didn't see, but we understand that it's because the heights that he fell from were so great. He has distanced himself from the Skywalker of old because he sees himself as a microcosm I'm thinking of a failed way of life. He speaks multiple times about the inherent pressure and the fallibility of his legendary status. He even goes so far to say, you don't need Luke Skywalker. You think, what? I'm going to walk out with a laser sword and face down the whole First Order? And the question is, why is that line relevant? Is he insinuating that he couldn't do it? Of course not. The point is that he could. The point is that there was a large period of time where he probably would, very dramatically and with heroic intensity, fitting of a legend. And building off of that, the question for Luke becomes threefold. What did that get me? What did they get my family? And what did that get the galaxy? We are witnessing the man gain mythical status and aurora that made him feel invincible. It's underlying his fall. And it's not just the hubris within his knighthood, it's also belief that he can continue the tradition without being doomed to cynical consequences. It is so important that the story shows us Ahsoka refuting the old ways, refusing to take Grogu, but Luke does. And we shouldn't be mad at Luke for this. That's not what this is saying. This is showing that Ahsoka had lived experience that granted her a perspective. Luke Skywalker at this point is coming off of changing the galaxy and beginning a journey of rebuilding. Luke wouldn't know how to build it any other way. He was brought up under Obi-Wan and Yoda. Ahsoka is already looking beyond the pile of old books, so to speak. So when we see Luke in the Mandalorian finale, it's something highlighting a hubris and ignorance in Luke. But at the end of the day, he's doing what he thinks is right, which is great, and we love him for it. He wants Grogu's safety, and he even said he given his life for our little baby, which is amazing. But it's hard to call for him to make But it's a hard call for him to make nonetheless.
How long is this?
This is pretty fucking long, so I'm going to skip kind of.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's enough.
It's a fucking long ass tweet, but basically he's saying that
Luke what happened to 128 characters?
No, well, it's split up into, you can split up in different tweets.
Okay. That was very well written, and props to the guy that wrote it. I'm glad he feels that way. I hope he enjoys the sequels.
But it's not that. It's not about enjoying sequels. It's about, he's basically saying how Luke has come almost like full circle, which I think is bullshit what they did to him. It's not full circle.
listen, I've heard all that before. I've heard everything he just said. I've heard all that. I fundamentally disagree. Luke would never abandon his family. I don't even know. We're talking about the Mandalorian, but Luke doesn't abandon his family. He doesn't abandon his sister and his brother-in-law to die. And he would never, it would never cross his mind to ignite his lightsaber above his sleeping nephew to kill him.
Oh no, that's why I hate The Last Jedi. That's why I hate all three of those movies.
Respect to the author of that tweet. That's fine. I disagree. And we
I fully disagree. I am not going to sit there and agree with this dude. Like, yo.
I mean, like, look. No disrespect to him. I'm not the guy online that's attacking people that like The Last Jedi. I don't care. It's not for me. That's it. Luke went through his hero's journey in the original trilogy. He transcended what the Jedi were. He basically became Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn had it right. And that's why he was kind of shunned and pushed aside by the Jedi Council. Because they had it wrong. So
he didn't bring balance to the Force.
No, Anakin did. Anakin brought balance. He was the chosen one.
Did he really bring balance?
Yes.
And that's why the sequels totally shit on everything that George Lucas did, because Anakin started off good, he falls from grace, becomes Darth Vader, and then he redeems himself in the end by killing the Emperor. And then you resurrect the Emperor. It's like you just fucking destroyed everything that 6 movies just created.
And see, and that's a very simplistic way to think about it. And it's correct. You're not wrong, Todd. But he brought balance to the Force, yet he had a hand in destroying the Jedi, who had become corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
They became generals in a war. Qui-Gon said, "We can't fight a war for you. We're peacekeepers."
Yep.
But the Jedi allowed themselves to become generals in a war. Mm-hmm. They didn't follow the Force. They started to control the Force to meet their own needs. And that's not what a Jedi does. A Jedi follows the Force and does what the Force needs. A Jedi lets the Force guide them. They don't guide the Force to attack in a war. So the Jedi needed to go because they had corrupted the Force. And of course, the Sith need to go. So Anakin was the chosen one. And Luke was the means of redemption for Vader. It was that love of a family member, that father and son, that brought Anakin back.
Yeah, I understand.
And in destroying the Emperor, he brought balance to the Force. The darkness.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
So
it wasn't really going, was it? That's the problem.
Here's the thing. They could have brought the Emperor back and had it made sense. But you would have needed to bring Anakin back. Rey doesn't bring balance to the Force. There isn't multiple chosen ones. Or maybe you could do like, okay, this family line is the chosen ones, and it takes a couple generations to bring balance fully. Okay, that's a stretch. But yeah, Dark Empire resurrected Palpatine. And the EU, I mean, that was... The Dark Empire was not written by George Lucas. He let other authors come in and kind of give their own take on stuff. And that funded the prequels, like all those comics and books. That gave George the money he needed to make the prequels. That's why he did it. But in his mind, there was the expanding universe, and then there was his universe. So there it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, Luke kills all the dark troopers, comes in. Baby Yoda's a little hesitant. He's like, "Oh, I don't want to leave you, Mandalorian. You're like my dad."
No, he said he needed permission. He needs permission.
Yeah, Luke says he needs permission. And you know what else Luke said? He said ability without training is nothing. And I don't care what anyone says. That was shots fired from Jon Favreau to J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson.
Well, that's good because
Rey never had a lick of training. She downloaded her training from Kylo Ren. And that is the laziest, stupidest writing ever.
Hold on.
It's
Sorry.
horrible.
Look, I never said I was a Star Wars expert. So everybody's getting all frustrated with me.
I'll be giving you a hard time.
I never said I was a Star Wars expert. I fell off years ago because it got crappy. Okay. Can't help it. When a whole thing goes downhill after Disney buys you and says everything up to that point is scratched out, I'm done with the shit. I'm done with it.
Now look. I know there's people, and they might be in the chat. I haven't seen anyone yet, but like Cap Lives, I know he likes the sequels. That's fine. I mean, you ignore me. I enjoy the sequels. I don't care. More power to you. I'm jealous of you. I wish I liked the sequels. I wish I could like all 9 Star Wars films.
I'm sorry.
But I don't. So
it's
yeah,
bad. When bad writing takes you out of something, it just takes you out of it.
Yeah, and like I said, man, I'll take shoddy special effects any day. I mean, right now that's just where we're at with technology. For some reason, they didn't use the deep fake technology, and I think it has to do with licensing and that software. I mean, they do have a budget on The Mandalorian, and it's a big budget. But so the technology they used to do Luke is the same that they used to do Leia and Tarkin and Tron Legacy. And I think Disney's like, look, we have this. We're just going to use it. And I think they rushed this episode out real quick.
I hope did you just say Tron Legacy in that same sentence?
Yeah. Tron Legacy looked horrible. I know, but it's a product of its time. It's like you can't go and look at King Kong from 1938 and say, oh, this movie's trash. Look at that special effects. It's a product of its time. It doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
It was 10 years ago.
Huh?
Yeah, Tron Legacy was 10 years ago.
It wasn't just the effects that took it out of it. It was not a good story either.
Well, I never even saw it, but I've seen the scene. I've seen the scene with de-aged Jeff Bridges, and it's a product of its time. I care more about the story and the characters than I do the special effects.
I do too, but when you see something that takes you out of like I said, that it's hard when it's something where you're sitting there, like if you're watching a sci-fi movie and I know there's no sci-fi movie that actually has a good story to it on the Sci-Fi Channel, but you watch it and then you see like the bad special effects, you're like, well, I knew this was going to take a dark turn quick, and it did it with the special effects.
Like Sharknado?
Yes.
It was a good movie.
No, it was not.
Plot characters, but then the special effects just took.
No, honestly, I've never watched a Sharknado movie ever.
Me neither. But I mean, I think they finally got Luke right. What little they gave.
Yeah, they did.
Just hopefully. And by the way, if they went back and removed Gene's guy from chapter 14 or whatever it was, I'm telling you. They will go back and special edition the hell out of this episode.
If they do that, okay, I'm fine with it. Then the episode still gets a 10 out of 10 for me.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10. Oh, I mean, okay. So up until the point with Luke, I'd say it was average for this season. But then Luke just took it a straight 10 out of 10 for me, man. That's it. That's my favorite episode so far.
So we've got the last part. So after all this, the credits roll, and then we get what's his name? I always forget how to say his last name. Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna.
Fortuna.
Like I'll give you $2 for tuna. Let me get some of that tuna.
Yo, my boy got fat sitting on there.
Yeah, he did.
I thought you would have thought he was taking over Jabba's role. Let me just be fat and hungry and sloppy.
Oh man. Even his head tails were like fat.
Right.
Like he had rolls on them and they were kind of bigger and yeah.
Yep. But then we come in, we see Fennec start shooting up the place.
So
frees the slave girl. And then here comes Boba Fett rolling in and shoots. The bit was like, oh my bad. Hey, we thought you died a couple years ago, my man. Hey, my bad. And he gets shot
in the face.
Gets pushed right off of the throne. And then we'll get a whole new season of the Book of Boba Fett.
Hey, Thor 2012 said Bib was in COVID lockdown.
Yo, my man, he was in lockdown before lockdown happened.
Hey, in that case, my heart goes out to Mr. Bib Fortuna. And by the way, I always assumed he got blown up on the sail barge, but apparently he got off.
I saw by the end of the episode, my Mandalorian count was through the roof.
Oh man, preach! I'm telling you, yeah.
Did you know this junkyard slave wasn't even old enough to shave? But they say he can use the force. They say, and then you. I'll see. Nobody knows.
We got to add the Weird Al impersonation, Todd, to the list.
That wasn't impersonation. That's just how the song goes, sir.
I know.
Well, you see, you trying to add stuff to the list, and you wonder why. See, crazy thing. See, this is why. This is just why. Every week, it's almost on the chopping block.
You know you love me. You know you love me.
I wish I could. You know, I can't quit Bobby, but I can sure quit you. So,
Bobby never showed up. He was gonna.
I know.
It's all right. He's on a conference call. He's probably making some big deals.
Some businessman.
He got Chris Hemsworth to play Condor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe
he's a businessman.
Hey Todd, what are you looking at? What are you? I hear you scrolling. I hear you scrolling.
Just Facebook. Just.
I'm in. Okay.
But we get so it's going to be two different shows. So Book of Boba Fett is going to be a whole show on its own. It's going to have a different filming schedule than Mandalorian season 3. So
yeah, so Jon Favreau confirmed this morning that the next series we're going to get, live action, is going to be the Book of Boba Fett in December, and he said Mando season 3 will go into production after that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So we have to wait more than a year for Mando.
God damn. We doing this Game of Thrones scheduling again?
Well, at least we get Boba Fett in the meantime. In a year. One thing that I wanted to say, they nailed Jabba's palace. They nailed it. It was straight out of Return of the Jedi. They got it perfect.
You know, I'm so used to Jabba taking up half of that space. I didn't recognize a little bit of it.
Well, I like how they had, like, Bib Fortuna just put his throne on top of Jabba's big roller slab. Yeah.
Well, I was wondering why Boba was walking on that fucking trapdoor. I was like, "What are you doing, man? You know what's there."
Jetpack? Rancor dead.
Right.
I guess Rancor.
Yeah.
His backpack got jets, and he's Boba the Fett. He bounty hunts no longer for Jabba the Hutt, because now he's the king.
Yeah. Hey, when he said, I saw someone post a picture of that Boba Fett on the throne side by side with King Conan, Arnold on the throne. It was like,
yes, yeah. When you think about that's how he did it.
Yeah.
I like how Fennec just went for the alcoholic beverage, like,
yep,
take me my drink. I had enough of shit.
Did that blue Romulan ale?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I think season 3 is gonna be like the fight for Mandalore.
Absolutely.
Who's gonna reign? Because we seen Bo-Katan's face after that. She was hot. She's like, I'm gonna kill this mofo. He was mine.
Yeah, but I mean, Din Djarin doesn't want it, so.
But they're going some way. You seen how Bo's face looked? She was pissed.
I could see Mando, like, through some means, taking the seat as the Mandalore.
Yeah,
I think that's where his story's going. I think he's going to be a significant, part of the Star Wars universe going forward. I think through some way, maybe Bo-Katan gets killed off. Maybe she's like, you know what, you should be the leader. I think we could see that happen. That could be his story arc. From foundling to the leader of Mandalore. The Mandalore.
Yeah, Alcatraz has a good point. He doesn't even have a ship.
Yeah. maybe he'll get a ship like Bo-Katan, one of those Mandalorian shuttles. But another thing is that they said that Rangers of the New Republic, Mando season 3, Book of Boba Fett now, and there was one other one. Ahsoka. All those shows are going to be in the same time period. They're going to be intertwined. It's going to be like the Star Wars MCU, pretty much on Disney Plus. We're going to have these separate series, and they said they're going to culminate in a big event. And I could see that big event being Taika Waititi's movie.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Acolyte, honestly.
Yeah, that might be really cool. See some Sith action.
Well, no, that's during the High Republic. It's supposed to be like the first rise of like the Sith.
So Darth Bane.
They're talking maybe, hopefully, I think, from what I understood, it's just maybe just rumor. Darth Plagueis.
Plagueis would make more sense if they're sticking to like an EU or an EU timeline.
Yeah. Because
Darth Bane was like I think 1,000 years before A New Hope. But yeah, Plagueis and his master was the Biff. I forget his name. But yeah, they could work that in. That would be cool. I'd be down to see that. Yeah, but isn't that the female focused show? Are they gonna make Plagueis a female?
I don't know. That's what I say. It could be rumor. It just could be rumor that it could be Plagueis the Wise. Okay. But the new books did just drop for the High Republic as well too.
Yeah, pass. I ain't got no time to read unless it's a comic book. I've been reading comics again lately. So
no, really. But you haven't been reading Bounty Hunters. Okay.
No, I just haven't picked it up yet. I'm working my way through some of the Boom comics, Power Rangers.
Go. Yo, those are good. Those are some good books.
I kind of read them out of order. I read Shatterpoint. No, Shattered Grid a while ago. And now,
awesome.
Yeah, Shattered Grid is really good. But now I'm starting from the beginning. So.
Real quick says before the show ends, I really want to. Says I want to want everyone in chat and everyone who watches this at a later date. Dante, Ryan, Todd, I say to you three, a very, very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You as well, Ewan. You as well, sir.
Thanks, Ewan. That's very nice of you. And happy Festivus to the rest of us.
That's right. Get the Festivus pole.
Gather on the Festivus pole. It's time for the feat of strength.
I need to air some grievances.
Yeah. 1, Dante's impressions. First grievance from Todd.
You get all upset because Moff Cosby's here to take you out. I got little handcuffs for you too. I got some for Gogurt, and I got some for you too.
So no show until the New Year?
No, after New Year. Because New Year's Day is like that Friday. And I'm sure I'm going to be drunk. I'm not going to lie.
It's going to be lit.
All right. Like Bobby said, it could be the best show or the worst show. I don't know.
So the 8th?
Yes, the 8th.
We will be back on January 8th.
Yeah.
If my pile of loot shows up before then, maybe I'll throw together a little unboxing video so our channel doesn't die.
Good idea.
Chris Miller say Rectangle's Jewish to Happy Hanukkah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just have a big ass nose.
Hava lakiva haba lakiva haba lakiva ha.
Yeah, I've had Jewish people ask me if I'm Jewish. I'm like, no, I'm just fucking got a big Roman nose.
All right, 10 out of 10 for The Mandalorian, and we will move on from the offensive jokes. I'm kidding.
That was offensive. That's the song.
I know. We need more offensive jokes, honestly.
No.
Bring back offensive jokes.
No.
Like 90s comedians.
No.
All right.
I don't need no offensive jokes. None of those. All right, folks. Well, this is the last episode, technically the last episode of the year of 2020. And I guess I'll put up a poll on Instagram and seeing if we're going to do WandaVision, be a next review show.
No.
You don't want to do that one?
Maybe we could do, what is there, 6 episodes of that show? 8?
I think like 6 or 8.
Maybe we could just do a special where we review the whole series.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of series coming out now,
Yeah. I think, was it Falcon comes out like Winter Soldier Falcon's like in March?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say February, but you might be right.
Because I know they want to give time in between that. Because I think Was it April?
Don't do it, Ronald. Ronald said no infinity equation, no toy Migos for a week. I'm going to pick up heroin out of sheer boredom.
I want to tell you on that one. Cocaine's a hell of a drug, like Rick James said. I don't know what to tell you on that, but the heroin, no.
Cocaine seems like it'd be a lot more fun than heroin.
No, you don't want to ride the right horse.
And now we are banned from YouTube.
Probably.
For saying those.
Probably.
Offensive jokes and talks of drug use. Banned.
Happens.
Oh, well. We'll be on Vimeo. See you on Vimeo.
Hey, doing the show live from Vimeo. Now, other than that, I don't have anything else. You guys got anything else before we get out of here?
I just want to thank everyone for listening every week, man. I appreciate every single one of you guys.
Yes.
It's been a horrible year, but at the same time, doing this podcast with my friends Dante, Todd, and Bobby has been awesome. So it's been the light at the end of my tunnel every week. So thanks to you guys, and thanks to everyone that makes fun of my hair in the chat and bust my balls everywhere on Facebook, on Instagram, in the YouTube comments. I actually do appreciate it. That's how I was raised.
Yeah. Thank you I really appreciate everybody, for all the people that we met, for everybody that's, sticking with us since we kind of started getting a little bit of attraction underneath us. Thank you. I really do appreciate it, because that's why I built this. That's why I made this podcast, just to help build a community, make it a little bit better, and try to have fun with everything that we do. And still hate time and falling figures at the same time too. So it makes it easy. It makes it very easy. You're welcome, Greg. Thank you, Dante Todd. Yeah, we got for
Oh, right. He thanked Ryan's hair.
Why does it feel like what's the other guys? You're Will Ferrell. They call me Gator.
Oh,
but you're pimping women out. He's like, no, I was their friend. I was their manager. He's like, this is your wife. He's like, let me just get one more hug.
I love that movie. All right, I'm out.
For the bushes. All right, everybody. We'll see you in 2021. And remember, aim for the bushes.